Hi, welcome to GameMaker Studio 2. I'm going to show you how to create this MouseHunt game. I was trying to think of a way to try to get across to you some of the basic fundamentals, and so I thought this was a way to do it, and then you can, in the next task, come up with your own variation based on this idea of object trying to accumulate other objects and generating a score that way. So in GameMaker Studio 2, hopefully you've downloaded it, installed it, and you got into it, and it looks a little bit like this. So we're going to create a new project. We want GameMaker language. I'm not going to worry about drag and drop. I want to start teaching you the actual language. You get an opportunity to save or set the destination where your project is going to be stored. I'd encourage you to use a cloud-based service like your OneDrive. You see I've created one here. I actually just recorded this tutorial and realized that my microphone wasn't working. Great, so here we go again. So I might just call this MouseHunt 2. And I'm setting in my OneDrive. Cloud-based location is good for your files because then if something goes wrong with your computer, then you still have access to your files as long as you have access to the internet on another machine. So here's my interface for GameMaker Studio 2. I have a workspace here. I've got a ribbon up the top with a whole lot of options, and I've got a work pane down the right hand side here. Up here might look a little bit different for you. This is where you can publish your applications. I don't need to talk too much about that now. These areas are grayed out here because we haven't created any assets. There's no content for any of this stuff, but there is a room, you notice. So I could double click on the room, click on the little arrow next to it to open up that folder, and now I can go into my room. Now I can zoom out. You can see I've got a black room here, so we'll probably create some white sprites to use in the game. You can see my room is 1024 by 768. That's just the size of it. So let's start. First step is to create some sprites. So I'm going to right click here and create a sprite. The sprite editor is pretty good, nice and easy to use. You can set the size for your sprite here, so I might click on that and take off the maintain aspect ratio because I'm going to draw a cat, so I want it to be, you know, a little bit like that sort of shape. So I did 128 by 64, and then I'm going to edit my image, and I'm going to zoom out a little bit, and I'm going to draw my image of my cat. So I'll just draw a circle. I'll ask it to be a filled circle. I'll check that my forecolor is white here, and I'll just draw a bit of a shape here. Now you notice I haven't got it quite in the center. It's not super important. And I'm going to draw some ears on here. Let's have a look. There's one. There you go, that'll do. A little bit lopsided. The reason it doesn't matter whether it's centered or not, I need to do a tail, don't I? Draw a little tail, maybe a thicker tail coming out the back here. Is because I can go up to image and auto trim all frames, and so now it's cut away all the excess. So that's my first sprite. I've got to give it a name. Don't leave the names as default. Give them names that make sense. So I'm using S as a identifier, because S for sprite, and cat as a, you know, to define what it is, or to explain what it is. It's important because we're going to use this, or we may not in this program, but often we use these names in code. So having a name that makes sense is really important. So there's my cat. I'm going to create another sprite. This time it's going to be my mouse, S mouse. Edit the image, and I'm going to have a go at drawing a mouse in here. A bit bummed because I did a great job of drawing a mouse in the last little tutorial I did. So now I've got to try to create a mouse again. I'm sure it's going to be terrible. So mouse got a little see, it's already not very good. Here's my ears coming up. They've got a bit of a body. Again, don't worry too much about the you filling the space or anything. I might do a little bit of a smaller squiggly tail here for my mouse. There we go. And fill it in, and that'll do. That ear's a little bit crazy, isn't it? It's getting worse rather than better. That's it, done. So I've got my little mouse, S mouse, I've got my S cat. That'll probably do for this tutorial, and then we'll start talking about what to do next in the next one. So if you haven't done it already, do those things and save it. Saving is important. Click on the save project often.